the conversation about the LGBTQ is still in the 90s here. Like, it's it's getting better, but I feel like some places it's like so dead. It's like no one even knows like what it means. They're like, what's someone who's trans? And they think like trans women are just like guys with penises.
Look, the biggest podcast where you can learn them lessons. Line for line where you can learn from different sections. Made it out the mud, come tell your story, blessings. Never know who listening, never know who stressing. Devon gave you a voice, come speak your honest truth. Line for line, go bar for bar, it's up to you. Wanna talk sports, gov, and politics? Wanna talk about where you from and your accomplishments? The Line for Line is really where you need to be. A platform that's really made for folks like you and me. You can find it all no matter what you seek. Whether you calling or you listening, tune in every week.
All right. And just like that, we're back in another very special episode of Line for Line podcast. We have a very special guest in the building today. Before we let them introduce themselves, we'll go ahead and say hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave an interactive comment for me and my guest. Just like that, you can introduce yourself to the world.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gabbriela Haas.
And just tell them a little bit about you as well.
I just am really into like everything social media wise. Like, I don't know. I just want to be famous. That's
what?
Like, yeah. Like, I'm built for celebrity fame. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm good at everything. I'm good at like acting, modeling. I actually want to be a model. I'm thinking about signing to a modeling agency.
No way.
Yeah. So I'm going to be applying to a few. I know one of them's One Management in Chicago, but we'll see. And then I do have my own YouTube channel.
Can we shout that out?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So people can follow you on there as well?
Yes. So it's Venus, just VENUS. That's my YouTube channel. And then I have like one video, which is like a get ready with me.
Mm-hmm. Now, you say you want to be famous. What was it that made you want to take that route?
I don't know. Ever since I was little, I've always been prone to having, I don't know what the word would be, like attention follow me. Like, I'm good at talking. I'm good at like articulating my sentences and words and like kind of like I have a personality. People say like you should be a talk show host and you should do this. And I'm like, oh, I'm just a personality.
Yeah. So tell us some more about the modeling as well, too. How'd you get into that? Or how'd you want to start getting into
when
that?
I was little, I used to do modeling for Ford's Kids Division. I was like 5. Mm-hmm. And then I booked a few ads and campaigns. Like I did like Boston Store.
No way.
Yeah, and I had a skateboard commercial, but I don't know if it ever aired.
Stop playing around.
I know. So crazy.
What?
But then they got shut down.
The skateboard?
No, like the agency district, like the kids division.
Oh, no.
And then I didn't do it, but I've always loved to be in front of a camera and taking pictures and just like kind of like, and I love fashion, of course.
Nice.
So like I like to create my own type of like style and like maneuver pieces around.
Now, what would you say comes easiest to you? Is it the acting part? Is it the modeling part? Or is it just being the celebrity, the talent?
The celebrity and the talent comes the easiest for me.
No way. Now just speak a little bit about that. Like, how is it so easy for you? And what are the things that go into that? I'm pretty sure the world wants to know about that.
Well, I just like always think about confidence. Like, if you are confident, good things will come to you. Like, I'm confident in myself and I'm confident in like who I am. And that will like exude out. And like people like confidence. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. So I think that's why it comes so easily to me, because I have such like a high confidence that people like to see that.
How did the YouTube channel come about? Because once I saw that, I was like, okay, they're on it.
When I was younger also, I used to make YouTube videos, but I deleted them all because they were just like, cringy, because I was like, 7th grade? Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh my God, I want to start my YouTube channel up again. And then I was like, I miss like filming and sitting in front of a camera and just like talking. And then I was like, I'm going to film a video. And I did. And I posted it. But I don't know. My lighting and setup is not that good yet. So I was kind of like, ooh, should I keep this up? But then I was like,
why not keep going?
Right.
Well, I'll let you know. You see all of this equipment here. I just started with my cell phone in my kitchen. I had no microphones, no lighting, no anything. Just started with my cell phone. I just stayed down with it. I'm a huge comic book fan, so I started off just talking about comic books, my love for superheroes and everything like that. And people were like, you really have a talent. Granted, I used to like run a little radio show growing up and everything like that. That's what I always wanted to be. But they're like, you really have the talent for this. You should really keep going, and you should just interview everyone, because obviously you work in the healthcare field. You've played sports. You've done all of it, so you can talk to the best of them. You talk to almost everyone. And I was like, that's something I would have to think about, because I don't want to have everyone over in my kitchen while I'm doing an episode. This is just more so for me and fun, but I stuck with it, and it's taken me places that I couldn't even imagine, because every time I look up, people are like booking me for events. They want me to come do podcasts at their events, talk to players, talk to everything like that. So I definitely think if you stay down with it, you can keep going.
Oh my God, I'm going to do it.
Yes. So just tell us a little bit about the first video, the Grow With Me.
Okay, so my first video is basically just me doing my makeup, getting ready in front of my mirror, and I just talk about life. Like, I did talk about a surgery I want to do coming up. It's like super personal to me, so that I talk about a little bit in there.
Oh no, really?
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing on us what you were talking about?
Well, I am transgendered, so I have my bottom surgery coming up, which is like a reconstructive surgery down there, you know. But that's coming up next year when I turn 18. So I'll be getting that done, which is like a super big recovery. So like mentally, I've been preparing. So I've been talking about it a little bit. And then I also do talk about in the video celebrities and cancel culture, because I was curious, like, people are so quick to judge and cancel celebrities. And I'm just like, oh, I feel so sympathy. Like, I'm like, oh, do they really know the full story? Because there's always two sides.
People ever care about the full story.
Right.
They just care about their opinion on things that they know nothing of, and they feel like their opinion matters to other people.
They're just drama hungry.
Of course. And for us as people, or just people in general, it's up to you to be strong at the end of the day and really block out what other people say about you, because people are going to talk about you whether you're doing good or whether you're doing bad. It's just up to the people to keep working and keep moving through it.
Right.
Seriously.
It's like you have to have a thick skin, and then it's like you rise to a certain level of fame. I've seen like celebrities do it. Like one of my favorite celebrities, she's always getting canceled, and I'm like, but you guys have to like remember there's lighting. Like they say she like changes her skin color because she gets a spray tan, and I'm like, well, but like she posted a picture and it was like in dim lighting, and she looked like so dark, and I'm like, okay, but the background is like black, so like obviously she's gonna look tanner if the lighting is tanner, and people are canceling her, and I'm like, oh my God.
Of course.
I mean, her tans are a little. She should probably lighten up on the tanner.
Now, do you ever find it hard to talk about things in your Grow With Me videos? Because you spoke about your upcoming surgeries. Did you speak about being transgender in there as well, too?
I didn't say what the surgery was. I don't like talk about it too much, but lately I've been like kind of just accepting it ever since I was little. You know, I always knew how I wanted to be and who I wanted to be. And ever since like 3, I think, I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be a girl. Like, oh my God, I can't be a boy. So I changed, obviously.
Of course.
But I haven't really been talking about it. I just switched to a new school because my old school was like...
Oh, no. They judged you at your old school?
Yeah, because I went to middle school with like everybody. So I switched schools, and then basically everyone found out. But,
they didn't know right away? Okay.
They didn't really know.
Gotcha.
And then, I mean, it was like hard at first, but now I have like gained a legacy at school. Like I won prom queen, and I like have advocated acceptance in schools. I've educated the teachers about it. So like, I think I went from like a nobody who was like being like harassed and like, are you trans? Are you trans? Oh my God. And then now I'm like, hey, you know what I mean? So
you owned it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What would you say has been the hardest part about owning it and just being you, who you were meant to be?
Fear for my safety, I guess. Like, Kenosha is a small town still. And I feel like the conversation about the LGBTQ is still in the 90s here. Like, it's it's getting better, but I feel like some places it's like so dead. It's like no one even knows like what it means. They're like, what's someone who's trans? And they think like trans women are just like guys with penises who dress as girls, but like that's not true.
That's so funny.
And they don't even know like trans women go through all this hormone therapy, and they go through mental things and like surgeries and all this stuff.
There's so much that goes into it that people don't know. Me, as a healthcare official, I actually was able to help open the inclusion clinic up in Milwaukee. So I have a lot of hands-on training in the field as well, too, just getting to know people and just the stories that they go through. And I'll say congratulations on you being young as you are, just being able to be open about yourself and be who you are at such a pivotal time in your life. Nothing short of a miracle, seriously, because seriously, the fear can eat people alive. And if you look at the rates and the statistics, like suicide is very, very high in the LGBTQ community and everything like that. So, and you're standing strong and you're really owning it and being you. You have your own YouTube channel. You really want to go out there and be who you want to be. And seriously, it's hard for kids to be who they want to be because kids still follow each other till they're like 18, 19, 20, whatever the case may be. And for you to create your own path and head on your own path, I really applaud you for that. Seriously.
Thank you so
much. Of course. Now, when you were talking about makeup as well, so what got you into makeup as well too?
Oh, okay. So I remember, I think it was 7th grade, I discovered James Charles. We hate him now, but obviously, you know, all his scandals and stuff. But he, you know, did his makeup tutorials. And back then, I wasn't like who I am now. I was like, you know, different, if you're catching my drift. But I like caked my face with makeup thinking like, ooh, I'm going to look so beautiful. And I'm like, it didn't work. Oh, so no. I remember my teacher was like, you're like Neapolitan ice cream. Like I was wearing a pink shirt and I had like really harsh bronzer and like light concealer, too light. And he was like, you're Neapolitan ice cream. So then that kind of motivated me to be like, I'm going to work harder and I'm going to do my makeup better and better and better and better. And then now I focus on makeup a lot. And I think I've grown so much. I think I'm going to start doing makeup at my mom's hair salon, which is downtown.
Your mom owns a... We got to get her on the show. So next time you see her, tell her you're on this pretty cool podcast. Like, Mom, will you go on this podcast? They love hearing new creative stories as well, too.
Yeah. So she owns Motabella downtown.
Stop playing around. The really beautiful place that's on the left side when you're heading down 60th.
Yeah.
It's like blue and gray. House. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whoa, your mom owns that?
Yeah.
That place is beautiful. Tell her she's doing a really great job, especially for the location as well, too. Like, there's a lot of eyesores in there, but then once you get further down, you see that, you're like, okay, there's hope for there as well, too. It brings a lot of traffic in the area as well, too. She's doing a great job, so make sure you let her know that.
I will definitely let her know.
So you're going to go there and you're going to start doing makeup as well, too?
Yeah, so I already work there. I do reception, but they're like, you need to take over the makeup because I think I just need to, like, I mean, the girls who do makeup are good, but I want to update the products that we use, especially because we're using, like, drugstore products, which is fine because there's good drugstore products, but I just want to use like better ones. Of
course. As we get ready to close out this amazing episode, what would be that piece of advice that you would give to someone who's on the younger side and they're just on the cusp of figuring out who it is that they want to be, even though the world's so cruel and it's hard for you to be your own self nowadays?
I would say stay strong and try to always know that, like, you are loved. You are who you are, and you can't change that for anyone else. So I would just say, like, stay strong, persevere, like, push through, show the world who you are without any fear or judgment, because there will be fear and judgment, because the world is a cruel place, like you said. But I think that pushing through will make you have a happier life and have, like, a more accepting life, like, from everybody, like, around you. Like if you push for acceptance, people will start to understand more. Like I think now in the world where it's changed so much from, I don't even know, like the 80s when the whole AIDS and everything, but now everyone's like, oh, I know all this stuff about gay people, trans people with LGBTQ, because people are pushing to educate. And I think that's where acceptance starts, is from education on it.
Of course. Education is very key.
Yes.
Is there anyone out there that you would like to say hello to, shout out? Maybe they helped you along the way. Anything like that?
No, I think I'm good.
That being said, we just wrapped up an amazing episode of Line for Line. We greatly appreciate you for having some time for us.
Thank
you. You calling or you listening, tune in every week. Line for Line. Oh yeah, I'm going line for line.